Hello everyone, Boston Chris here with the ETX ROCKS Show. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of ETX Rocks featuring Hubcap and the Loose Nuts. From the great state of Texas, this is the latest episode of the ETX ROCKS Show. Nestled in the piney woods of East Texas, the ETX ROCKS Show delivers the stories and songs of talented artists of all genres, all styles, from the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond. We bring a passion for music and a drive to go behind the curtain with our guests. We focus on all artists, from LA to New York, Nashville down to Texas, and everywhere in between. ETX is our location, not a limitation. Now, as always, it's viewers and listeners like you out there that are our biggest support for the show. If you want to contribute to the show, please do so by donating to www.paypal.me/ETXRocks. And thank you for tuning in. Wherever you're tuned in, please hit the like, follow, and or subscribe buttons. And now for another great episode of ETX Rocks.
Hello and welcome to the ETX ROCKS Show. I'm your host today, Louise Leone. Thank you for joining us on episode 215. Our guests for this episode have been changing the landscape of blues music across East Texas. With 5 years under their belt and 5 nominations for Blues Band of the Year with the East Texas Music Awards, I'm proud to introduce Larry Pierce, Jerry McCoy, Tad Phillips, and Nathan Tubb, who isn't here at the moment. Together, they are known as Hubcap and the Loose Nuts. So you guys are going to provide us with a couple of songs to add to this interview from your performance that's coming up tonight. Tell us about the first song, what the name of it is, and a little background about it.
All right, well, the first song we're going to do is Can't Stop Thinking About You. It's written by Nathan Tubb, and we figured that this is the song we're going to nominate. As you see, he's not here yet. And so he's going to find out when we get there that this is the song we chose.
We don't know nothing about the background. He wrote the damn thing. Okay,
the song was wrote in my garage.
There's a lot of things wrote in your garage.
So this is going to be Can't Stop Thinking About You by Hubcap and the Loose Nuts.
about you.
So that was Can't Stop Thinking About You by Hubcap and the Loose Nuts. We'll be right back after this message from our sponsor, Eastgate. Hey guys, this is Louise with the ETX ROCKS Show. Are you looking for a high-energy rock band for your club or party? Well, look no further than our friends from the band Eastgate. Eastgate is ready to perform wherever you need them. With original material and their own unique spin on carefully selected cover tunes, Eastgate brings an awesome experience for up to a 4-hour set. Book them at www.eastgaterockband.com. Again, that's www.eastgaterockband.com. And we're back. So guys, you've been around for a few years now, haven't you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now I understand that your band's kind of got started with another band.
Yeah, Larry, you want to talk a little bit? We had a band.
Me and Jerry's been together for about 37 years.
He's known me since I was 16. And so he's kind of like my big
We
brother.
started out with a fellow by the name of Tim Whaler, but then fate happened to split us apart, and then we got with this guy named J.D. Hill, which we became the Bare Necessity band. And J.D. Hill was one of the finest guitar players in Texas or anywhere else. But his health problems made him stop playing. Then he thought he wanted to play again, and we got back with him, but he never even made the first gig. He went downhill pretty quick.
We actually had the gig, and it was on Halloween of 2010.
Yep.
And so I had been playing with Nathan Tubbs in another band, and so we called him, and I think we went to the gig with no name, and afterwards we just decided, well, we're going to stay with Nathan, and so then we had to come up with a name. And I've always liked one name, like
Just one solitary word.
just one name. You know, I've always liked that.
Eastgate,
Yeah.
the sponsor.
And
We started out with just Hubcap,
yeah,
the Hubcap band. I said, it needs more than that. I said, because I'm a nut, and you're a nut, and Nathan's show a nut, so we ought to call ourselves Hubcap and the Loose Nuts. So, that's where the name came from.
so it just kind of stuck.
Okay. So you guys got your start with primarily blues music, and how has your sound evolved over time?
Well, I'd say the sound evolved until right at about a year ago. New Year's last year was actually my first time to play with them, and that's when their sound kind of devolved a little bit. You know, because being the harmonica player, I'm just full of wind. They like the way I talk pretty much, and I think that's the only reason they keep me around. Do what?
A lot of that you do.
A lot of that I do. I like to talk. But they brought me on about a year ago, and it was Larry. We were actually at the back porch in Marshall, Charlie's back porch, for the ETX ROCKS Awards pre-show.
Okay.
And our drummer was unable to attend. And we actually had another drummer scheduled to come, and I was actually playing with Bobby Edwards and the Blue Cats at that time frame, and his house flooded, so he couldn't play. He had to leave. Well, Larry sat in. Well, immediately, I think that we connected pretty well, and that show went off with awesome. And then I went to a blues jam in
Texas Players.
Okay.
And went up there and played, and the next thing you know, for about the next month and a half, I had little people messaging me all the time, wondering if I was going to be the next loose nut. And I said, well, I'm already a loose nut, but let's see what we're talking about. And so I texted Nathan. Nathan said to text Larry. I got a hold of Larry. Larry said, come out New Year's Eve and let's see how you sound with the band. So I did, and you know, have you ever fed a starving musician? They don't go away. They fed me the first night, and I haven't gone away yet. The food keeps it coming.
Well, Jerry, how would you say that the addition of Tad has changed the dynamic of the band?
The dynamic of it, it's made it a more fuller sound. Really like it. It depends on the type of the song we got. If we've got, say, a Stevie-esque type sound going on, when he does his with the organ, you know, it helps, like back when Reese Winans was with Stevie, to give us that kind of sound, you know.
So I don't just play the harmonica, I play the organ.
Okay. Well,
It just happens to be a mouth organ, as bad as that sounds.
I'm glad you said it.
I'll give you a laughing break there for a minute.
So as well as adding another layer to the music with the harmonica, what else does Tad kind of bring to the atmosphere?
None of us is really, you know, Nathan, Larry, and I, we've played for so many years mainly as side guys. So it's real hard for us to talk to the audience. Tad's a great front man, so that helps us quite a bit.
I think great's kind of a strong word.
Yeah, it's more like BS and a whole lot of smoke.
That's it. Yeah.
That's what makes a front man great, isn't it?
Yeah, well, what also I like about it is we had started the fan page, and I was doing it, and I think I'm the last of the old schools. I just really don't like doing it, and he doesn't mind doing it. He stays up on top of it, so that helps tremendously. I know. Well, you know, you doubled our likes within
About a month.
about a month time.
Took over it. Which reminds me, you can find us at Hubcap and the Loose Nuts on Facebook.
So we've already been talking for a few minutes, but why don't you guys each introduce yourselves and what you feel you bring to the band? I mean, we've talked about Tad, but do you have any more to add to that?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, I'm Tad Phillips. They call me the Cajun Kid, thanks to Eric. And another thing that I bring is an appetite. You can ask these guys, it doesn't matter where we go. One of the most important things to me is where we're going to eat and what time are we going to get there.
And how big's the buffet?
How big's the buffet? That's exactly right. You'll see that we play most of the casinos in Shreveport now, and one of the things that I have to book the casinos is meal comps put in with it, because I've got to be able to eat before a show, which, on the other hand, my exact opposite is Jerry. He doesn't want to eat at all, so I use his meal comp to feed myself again most of the time.
I hear you with that. I would rather be fat than hungry.
Yeah, I've never heard skinny and happy. It's always fat and happy, right?
That's true.
And then,
all right, Jerry?
My name's Jerry McCoy. I'm the bass player. What do I bring? I feel like
the thumpiness.
I keep the bottom. You know, you got to keep a groove, especially with basically a three-piece band, you know. And I just lay the bottom and then let the lead rides stay on top. Let them shine. Like I said, I've always been kind of a side man. I don't mind being a side man.
His favorite is definitely the bottom.
So, Larry, what do you bring to the band?
Whiskey?
Every time. Yep.
No, I don't know. I really don't know. I played with some of the best musicians I've ever played with in my life. And I was raised in Houston. I've been playing since I was 11 years old. And one of the greatest I started out playing Hank Williams and George Jones and stuff like that, but I went to a concert one time that just ruined me. It was Otis Redding, Jackie Wilson, and Percy Sledge, and I never played country again.
Wow. Wow. I can understand that. What instrument do you play?
Drummer. And rhythm and blues has been my life. I've lived the blues, so they always told me you have to play the blues, live the blues to play them. So I try to keep it real, and I try to keep it with him. We are the rhythm section, and we don't really care whatever they're doing. Me and Jerry just get out in our little world. And you gonna follow, or you gonna fall off the stage? One of the two.
I want to point out that both of them are way too humble too. I mean, there's times where I've seen Jerry throw his bass down on the floor, playing the bass using drumsticks, or with Larry, both of them singing. That they do multiple singing. I mean, it's a lot more than just a rhythm thing, and it's great to see the older people get into here and say these kind of things, because for him to play with some of the people that he's played with and say that he's playing with some of the best musicians is such a compliment, because I don't agree with him at all. I was kind of looking around when he said that to see who he was talking about. But if I remember correctly, you used to play with Mickey Gilley there for a little while.
Well, I know Mickey
Right.
Gilley. I never got to play with Mickey Gilley, but I do know him personally, and I know Johnny Lee personally, Johnny Bush, and I grew up with these cats in Houston. But Otis Redding done something to my heart, and it just ain't never been the same.
Well, it's kind of like Larry. He asked me probably, I guess it was about 4 months ago. Larry says, "Tad, as country as you are, why do you play the blues?" And I said, "Well, I got to. Because the one thing, and this is what he means, you got to live it to play it. When you're a blues player, you can't not play. It doesn't matter if you're a skill level 1 or a skill level 1,000. You have to play. You have to make music, because it has to get out of you or you go insane."
Yeah, it's not about the money. It's about the heart. To play the blues, it's got to be about the heart, or you're not doing nobody no good, nor you're not doing yourself any good.
All right, so we're missing 1/4 of the band here today. We're missing Nathan Tubb, who's the lead guitar. And we've talked about what you guys bring to the band. But Nathan really stands out, in my opinion, as a blues guitarist. And, you know, we've been doing this music thing for a while. I grew up in music, but we've been actually pursuing musicians and seeing these different forms of art and different expressions of it for a while now. And one of the guitarists that really stands out to me when it comes to blues is Nathan Tubb. He puts his own flavor to things. One of the tough things, I think, with the blues is the majority of the music you hear are the same classic songs that might have been redone. Kind of each person takes it and kind of makes it their own, or each band kind of makes it their own, but it was someone else's song to begin with. And what I've seen from your band and from Nathan is a lot of original material, and you listen to it and you don't hear any particular influence really strongly. I hear Hubcap and the Loose Nuts. I hear Nathan Tubb when that guitar solo starts. So how do you guys, as his band, see what he brings to the table with this?
Well, when I first met Nathan, he was playing with a guy named Lanham, and he was country. And I seen something in Nathan. I seen when he played with his own style and his own method of playing. And Lanham would get irritated with him, and he would say things like, "Nathan, that just don't sound like country." Well, it didn't sound like country. He was playing the blues. He was putting blues licks to country. And I noticed that. And then later on, we kind of partied, and then we got back together. He was still playing country with this other guy named Eric Hall. And one day...
That's when I met Nathan.
And one day, I said, Nathan, have you ever considered playing the blues? He said, I'd love to play the blues. I said, well, you know, if you play the blues, you have to be loyal to the blues. He said, I could do that. And we started the Hubcap band. And it was one of the, and he still got his own way of playing, still got his own style.
But he's blossomed.
And he has blossomed. He has came from...
Well, the way to explain Nathan Tubb, you said it earlier, he's his own sound. I think Nathan Tubb takes influence from so many people. I mean, in my opinion, there's times I've heard Steve Vai. There's times that I've heard Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray, John Mayer, John Lee Hopkins, the Lightning Hopkins, John Lee Hooker, excuse me. So from the days of Muddy Waters to Gary Clark Jr. of today, he has so many avenues in guitar. And I think one of the coolest things that makes Nathan Tubb, and we have a joke that I like to announce all the time. When we do Gravity by John Mayer, we talk about how we sent John Mayer an invite to come play Gravity with us. He never responded, but it's okay, we have a Nathan Tubb. Well, and that says a lot about him, but another thing that says a lot about him is people like Southpaw coming out, Dylan Taylor and King Richard, and I can't tell you how many other guitar players, and he doesn't battle, he doesn't cut heads like you see a lot of the guitar players do. And I've seen a lot of guitar players come to Nathan with the intent to go headhunting, and
almost like a challenge on
oh,
stage.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And when that challenge presents itself, he'll pretty much play Yankee Doodle and walk off. I mean, he doesn't care about that part about it.
Right.
For Nathan Tubb, it's not about being the best. It's about playing the heart. And for Nathan Tubb, that's what makes Nathan Tubb Nathan Tubb. He may not hit the same lick twice in the song, but I guarantee you it's the right note at the right time from the right place every time.
Yeah, he's got a saying. I'll say, Nathan, that's our song, but you didn't play it like that the last time. And he always says, well, it's our song, we can play it any damn way we want to.
That's it. Matter of fact, you say that. A funny note, if you ever get a chance to pay attention, listen to us play his tribute to all of his ex-wives, which is
Thrill Is Gone.
Thrill Is Gone by B.B. King. In a year of playing this song, we did almost 100 shows for 2017.
Oh, you're talking about the ending.
And we have not ended that song the same way once.
We don't ever end that song the same way.
Well, even Stevie Ray Vaughan said, playing the blues for real is the song is never played the same twice. Unless you got it on a CD, if it has to be then.
That's it.
Well, that goes with the fact that the blues music is an expression of the soul.
You playing what you
It's-
feel
It's more
at
of
the
an
time.
it's more of an art than a science when it comes to playing the blues.
That, absolutely.
The easiest way I can say how it is to play the blues is I've never played a note of music in my life. Not once. Because what I play isn't a note of music to me, it's a feeling. So the only thing I've ever done is filled music and then tried to express that to the people in front of me. And I don't care if it's me in front of a mirror or 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people in front of me. That feeling is whatever I feel at that time, and I want them to share that moment.
So you're just sharing an extension of your own emotion.
Absolutely. Share the moment.
Well, that expression definitely translates to your audience, which is pretty clear by the fact that you guys have been nominated 5 times with the ETX Music Awards for Blues Band of the Year. I don't know if you guys know this, but you are the only artist that has had 5 nominations in a row like that. So you guys hold a record right now.
Well, thank you.
So why do you think that your fans keep coming back to you and nominating you?
I think that the expression, we talked about Nathan Tubb, and these guys talking about being sidemen, but to me, the band as a whole is a way to spotlight each individual person, and I think that the fans recognize that, and I think we're not playing music, we're sharing a moment that is intimate to us, and we're showing what's inside of us, and I think the fans respond to that, and I know on behalf of the band, to be the only band with a nomination 5 years in a row for anything, much less just the blues category, is such an honor, and we want to thank the fans for that. And I mean, I've only been with them now for a year, and I couldn't imagine now being with anybody else because of how humble these guys can be. And that's saying something, because I can be a very strong personality at times, and they give me a good old slice of humble pie or slap in the back of the head because they want me to be the same way, and I definitely try to be. I mean, it's amazing what they've done for us, what ETX Music has done for us, and the fans. I mean, we couldn't be humbled or honored enough, and just say thank you.
You know, the best way to sum it up is blues is kind of a small circle of people in this area, and so the ones that actually enjoy the kind of music that we play, we give them what they want. I feel like that's what we do, and so every year we get nominated again. You know, blues is a feeling, and it's a moment. It's a feeling at a certain moment, and that's probably why we don't ever play the songs the same way. You know, but I hope we don't ever disappoint anybody, and so we're going to just keep doing what we're doing.
Well, I think there's definitely sincerity there with your band when you're expressing that to the audience, and I think that your fans, or whoever's out there that's coming to a show or hearing you otherwise, that you can't fake that. You can't put something out that's insincere, that's disingenuine, and it won't come across to the listener. It won't come across to that person that's hearing the music, and they won't be able to relate to it. But what you put out there with your original music, and even when you do covers, you put so much of yourself into that it's hard not to relate. It's hard not to feel something. Even if you're not particularly a blues fan, but if you're just a fan of music, that somebody will always find an opportunity to connect, not just with you guys and your music, but it helps somebody find a way to connect with themselves in ways when they hear a song that really reaches them and touches their soul.
Well, and a good point to that, the first thing that Larry said to me when I joined the band, and I don't even know if he remembers this, but it was at the VFW, the very first night. He said, American Legion, my apologies. He said, Tad, we don't care how it goes tonight. We just want you to have fun. And as long as you have fun, they're going to have fun. As long as they're going to have fun, we're going to have fun, which means we're all going to have fun. And that's what it's about. For us, we love our fans, and that's what we love to go out and them have a great time. But when it comes down to it, I could say that all 4 of us play because we want to play, and we play because we have fun with each other, and it's all about the fun.
We're going to be right back with What the Heck with Hubcap and the Loose Nuts right after this.
Hey, World Omen.
And thank you for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
And we are back, and we are about to play my favorite game, What the Heck, with Hubcap and the Loose Nuts, 3/4 of them. And let me introduce the game. Tad knows what we're about to get into.
Yeah, we're looking at each other.
They're thinking, what the heck?
Okay, so the way this works is I'm going to ask you 10 questions. Now, they might be thought-provoking, they might be kind of silly, they might make you sit back and think, what the heck? but the point is to just answer with whatever comes to mind. So are you guys ready for what the heck?
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, question number 1. If somebody weighs 198 pounds, this one involves a little bit of math. Someone weighs 198 pounds and eats 2 pounds of crawfish. Are they now 1% crawfish?
No.
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 I don't know.
What the heck?
So if you want to think about it, anyways, 1% of 200, it wouldn't be 2 pounds. I mean, it would be 2 pounds. If they weighed 198 pounds, they're not 200 pounds, so they'd be actually less than 1% crawfish.
But when you add the 2 pounds, then they become 200 pounds.
Almost.
So, almost.
Yes. You
So
got to
that's
think
right.
if you have 2 pounds of crawfish and remove the shells, you don't actually have 2 pounds of tails. Therefore, still less than 1%.
Wow.
See?
I need you when I have math
I was
problems. Question number 2. If a parsley farmer loses a lawsuit, do they garnish his wages?
No.
Yes.
No.
It depends. Are they eating dinner or not?
So do they only garnish the wages when they're taken out during dinner time?
Absolutely, because then we call them a tip.
But if he's a parsley farmer, are they just garnishing the garnish?
That's absolutely right.
All right.
Did I get it right?
Don't worry, this conversation does not hold a lot of grain.
Question number 3. On average, how many times do you hurt yourself a week attempting to dance in the shower?
You know, I'd answer that, but I just got out of the ER and my ribs hurt. Deadgum showers.
So at least once.
He hurt his ab knots.
Your ab knots. Broken
He's
epidorsal.
zero.
Well, I got a little tipsy one night and I thought I was dancing until somebody stepped on my hand.
In the shower?
I kind of like what Schroeder always said, you know.
Like
He's a-
Schrodinger's cat?
No, Schroeder. Peanut Schroeder. He's a musician. Musicians don't dance.
I didn't get that memo.
You didn't see that episode of Peanuts?
No, I don't remember when they came out.
Musicians don't dance.
You can dance if you wanna.
You can leave your friends behind.
That's right. I'm so glad she got that.
All right. Question number 4. Is Girl Scouts actually a cookie brand that's getting away with free child labor?
Yes.
Absolutely, and I can actually prove this. In Colorado, outside of a store that they just recently were allowed to open up, there was a monopoly by the Girl Scouts because they started setting up all their Girl Scout cookie stands right outside of the marijuana stores that they had. And therefore, you go in, you get your high, you come out, you get your cookies. They said it was a monopoly. The only people that can have a monopoly are companies. Therefore, it must be the Girl Scouts, actually a cookie company. They're better than the Keebler Elves.
So how are they getting away with not getting in trouble for violating child labor laws?
Nobody's reported?
Because these girls don't get
Well, it's just
paid.
like India. I mean, some people just have to do it.
The girls,
Awesome.
you know, they're obviously underage, and then they're not getting paid for their work.
Well, because they label them, they're not girls in the Girl Scouts, they're brownies.
So that's why, because they're
It's
not
like
even
the elves, they're
considered.
getting brownies to work for them.
Oh, wow.
Brownies work for me too.
While we're on that subject, if bacon is bacon and cookies are cookies, why do we cook bacon and bake cookies?
Well, that's actually quite easy to answer as well. Bacon is quite possibly the best thing ever in the world, right?
I agree,
Well, so
unequivocally.
cookies being the second best thing. Well, the only way to do it is to add the two together. You take half of the bacon, you add it to the cookies, now you're baking cookies.
Okay, so if they called the cookies, if you're cooking the
I fry my bacon.
If you're baking the cookies, you couldn't call them bakies because that's just like too much power in one word.
They do call some cookies bakies, but only in Colorado,
That's a-
Oregon, Washington, a few of those places. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort?
You can ask.
Brian Adams answered that, actually. If you want to be bad, then you got to be good. it's a song of his, and if you listen to that song, you'll understand. In life, there's times that you get to be bad.
How'd y'all let a Bryan Adams fan stay in the band?
We just found out.
Believe it or not, it is a blues song by Bryan Adams. It's the only Bryan Adams song I know other than Summer of '69.
The Swan song.
Right? But no, if you want to be good, then if you want to be bad, then you got to be good. So in other words, fake it till you make it. Yeah, be good, and the better you are in person, the more you can get away with. So it's to conquer your evil nature by being good.
There you go.
Do you actually want a real answer to this?
Yes.
I'd rather overcome the evil, because that way you know what the other side is. Right, Larry?
Drop mic.
Pretty much.
Question number 7. All right. Now, if evolution is true, then how did sloths make the cut?
They haven't. They just haven't died yet.
But that's the whole survival of the fittest. I don't think anybody could say that a sloth is up there with the fittest.
No, really. If you think about it, they move so slow. They have literally died. They just haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, so like the reverse of like the speed of light.
Yes.
The reverse.
Now we can say what the heck.
The speed of slow, huh?
Yeah, the speed of sloth. I mean, think about it. It's even one of the 7 deadly sins. You know it's
Moving at
bad,
the
sloth.
Speed of sloth.
It just hasn't died yet.
So they've made a deal with the devil.
No, they just haven't gotten there yet. He said you die right here. It was supposed to be a year into their life. They're still there. They hadn't got to the finish line yet.
I got a couple of cousins like that.
Pretty much.
All right, question number 8. If someone gave you an elephant, you're not allowed to sell this elephant. You're not allowed to give it away. You are stuck with this elephant. What do you do with it?
Eat it. It will always be a part of me.
Jerry, what do you think? What would you want to do with the elephant?
Ride it.
Remember, he keeps it all on bottom.
I thought we was editing that out.
What would you want to do with an elephant?
If I couldn't get rid of him, I'd be kind of like Tad. We'd have a big barbecue, and what was left, I'd make me a pair of boots.
That would be some sturdy boots.
But while we're on the subject of elephants, I have a question.
Okay.
We play What the Heck to these guys. Now it's your turn to play What the Heck. How do you kill a blue elephant?
I know there's a trick to the answer, but I have no idea.
With a blue elephant gun. But how do you kill a pink elephant?
With a
Stop
pink
there.
elephant gun?
No, you hold its nose till it turns blue and then shoot it with a blue elephant gun.
Okay. Question number 9. If 4 out of 5 people suffer from diarrhea, does that mean the 5th person enjoys it?
Yep.
No.
I think so. Absolutely. And the reason why is sometimes you're full of it and you got to get rid of it. And if your butt can be a water faucet, you won't be full of it anymore.
I don't know. That's kind of...
What the heck?
I don't want to be close to the outhouse.
You know they call them bathrooms these days, Larry.
I wouldn't want to take a bath in an outhouse either.
That's true.
I'm still trying to figure out, we're supposed to be doing actual answers to this thing?
Just whatever you think of, whatever comes
Let me.
to mind.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. You're wondering if we need an actual answer to whether or not somebody enjoys diarrhea.
Well, the 5th person don't have it.
How do you know that?
So that's
You
your
said-
They
idea.
say 4 out of 5
4 out of 5
suffer from diarrhea.
The 5th one doesn't.
He doesn't suffer from it, but he has it. Everybody's got
No,
it. Have you ever been to Taco Bell?
Yes?
Then you've got it.
No, I don't.
It's just one of those things that happens.
It does.
It
It
happens.
happens. What about when you get the flu?
4
Part
out
of
of 5.
life.
Well, there's 4 of us, so I guess there's no 5th. I know why. He's right. They don't. The 5th one doesn't suffer.
He just doesn't get
He brings the 5th all the time.
Number 10. You are stranded on a deserted island. Now, you get to pick one famous person, living or dead, to be stranded with, and 3 items to bring along to keep them entertained. So, Tad, who is the famous person that you would be stranded on this island with, and what 3 items would you bring to entertain them?
Disclaimer, They said famous, my darling love. So that I
Oh,
gotta.
you can keep her with you.
Yeah.
She's with you too.
No. You said famous people. We're gonna stick with that because I'm gonna bring Jennifer Aniston because if I'm gonna die with a famous person, I am going to die with Jennifer Aniston, and I would probably say. I know my wife's gonna kill me when I get home. I understand this.
No.
I would only bring myself to play with because I like to think I'm pretty entertaining.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yes.
I'm looking at this musically. It'd be Jaco Pastorius. 3 things. Got to be a bass guitar. He's got to have one. I got to have one. There's 2.
In an amp.
Yeah, and an amp.
So my question is, if you bring 2 bass guitars and an amp, how do you plug it in, and where does the electricity come from?
It's battery powered.
How do you plug it in though? From the amp to the bass guitar. If I remember correctly, it takes another object to connect those 2 things.
Okay, we don't need the amp.
Just because it's a deserted island doesn't mean there's no electricity. Have you seen Lost? Larry, who is your famous person, and what 3 items would you bring?
Oh, I get 3 items.
3 items.
Okay, Raquel Welch, big bottle of whiskey,
Tombstone.
and a boat, just in case you get mad and I need to leave.
It's kind of brilliant.
We still got one more thing.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 items.
The whiskey, the boat, and the...
Oh, that's right. The other one's the famous person.
I figured the tombstone because that's going to kill you.
Yeah, it'd probably kill me. I need a tombstone.
Okay, so that was What the Heck with most of Hubcap and the Loose Nuts.
Most.
We're 3/4 nut.
We're a 3/4 nut.
So we've been here with 3/4 of Hubcap and the Loose Nuts, kind of talking about their career and a few other things. And you guys are going to provide a second song for us
Absolutely.
from your performance coming up tonight. So not acoustic, live music, awesome, love it. So what's the second song going to be?
It's going to be another one of the songs off our new album that we just released. It's going to be called 3 Words.
Can you tell us a little bit about the song?
Well, a quarter of us can, but unfortunately there's only 3/4 of us here. And so, again, this song was written by Nathan Tubb. And if y'all see him, make sure that y'all ask him some of the questions that we're getting today, because he definitely has the answers.
3 Words by Hubcap and the Loose Nuts. words by Hubcap and the Loose Nuts. So how can people find you guys and follow you on social media?
All right. Well, the great thing about that is you can look us up on Facebook at Hubcap and the Loose Nuts. You can email us if you'd like to book us or even just talk to us at hubcapandloosenuts@gmail.com. We also have a website, a Twitter account, and an Instagram account. You can find us on there. The Instagram and the Twitter account are currently under construction to better the band's image and make it easier for the fans.
So what's the best way for fans to follow along with your schedule?
Well, if you get onto Facebook, we'll have all the events and times on there, and you can follow us around. We play everywhere from Arkansas, Oklahoma, Northeast Texas, Louisiana right now. And if there's somewhere new you'd like for us to go, then by all means, we've reached as far as California. So give us a call, and we'll come out, and we'll have an event up for you so you can see where we're going to be at next.
So you guys have recently released an album. Are there places that people can go to get this CD other than to your shows?
That's been worked on. I've got a daughter that's setting a thing up for our CDs, our T-shirts, or whatever we got. She is setting it up for us.
And in the meantime, while that's under construction, if you'll message us on Facebook, then we'll make sure that we'll get that to you promptly.
All right, and you guys also have T-shirts?
Absolutely. Long sleeve and short sleeve. Matter of fact, off to the side here, you'll see one of the lovely spouses wrapping a T-shirt. And if we're able to show that off, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, come on.
All right.
This is our winter line. Too close?
So we've been sitting here with Hubcap and the Loose Nuts for the most part. This has been episode 215. You can follow along with them at Hubcap and Loose Nuts on social media. You can find them on Facebook. They've got their own website like Tad was just talking about. All right, and where to find them will be found in the description below. If you are new to the ETX ROCKS Show and you've just recently discovered us, you can follow along with us at pretty much any social media. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at ETX ROCKS. You can also find us on YouTube, the ETX ROCKS Show. Wherever you're following along with us, please hit like, please hit subscribe, please hit the follow button. Now, the funding for the ETX ROCKS Show is 100% donations from viewers and listeners like you. If you would like to help out and keep this show going and help us improve, you can do that at www.paypal.me/ETXRocks, and you could donate any amount from 50 cents or $1 or $2 here or there, up to $1 million. We just don't feel comfortable accepting more than $1 million yet. But I guess if you had to go over that limit, we'll make some sort of accommodations. We always say we want to thank you for supporting live music, and don't ever forget,
ETX rocks.
That's right.
Howdy folks, this is Aaron Watson.
This is Bree Bagwell.
This is Jake.
And this is Walter from Rocky Queen.
This is Curtis Grimes.
Monty Pittman.
This is Doug Supernon.
I'm Heather Little.
This is Rob Redwine.
Ho! Hey folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hey guys, I'm Katie Lynn, and make sure to tune in to ETX Rocks with
Boston Chris.
Hello, y'all. This is Ronnie Millsap, and thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Tough guy. Ho!
Hey guys, we're Black Top Mojo, and thank you for tuning in to ETX ROCKS.